Sometimes you are in situations that are just not that pleasant. Sometimes you are having experiences that just don't feel that good. And you'll hear us say, try to find a better feeling thought. And you'll say, well, it would be easier if I wasn't standing right in the middle of this mess. And we say, then go stand someplace else that isn't in the middle of the mess. And you say, okay, here I go. But before I go, I'd like to tell you why I don't like being here. We know you don't want to be there, but go stand someplace else. Go someplace where what you observe and what you think about feels better to you. Okay, I'm going to go because I've been here for a long time and I haven't liked being over here at all. We know you don't. So go someplace else. Go look someplace else. Go be with other people. Go have a better time. Go, run like the wind. Go. And you say, okay, I'm going because I sure haven't liked it over here. My mother was born over here, and she taught me how to be here. Nobody who's over here where I am likes being over here. Abraham, couldn't you just fix over here a little bit so that it feels better? And we say, go someplace else. Okay, I'm going. Here I go. I'm going to go. Here I go. I'm really tired though, Abraham, I mean to go someplace else, and I mean to think thoughts that feel better, but it feels to me like my thoughts are thinking me. It doesn't feel to me like I am thinking my thoughts. It feels like my thoughts are thinking me. And we say, that's because law of attraction is responding to where you are. And then you say, okay, so law of attraction is responding to where I am, and you're telling me to go someplace else, but law of attraction won't let me go, Abraham. Law of attraction will not let me go. I'm trying to go, but I can't go. And we say, well, then just relax a little bit. Look at where you are with a little less definition. Talk a little less about what you don't like about where you are. Lose your law of attraction grip on standing where you don't want to be. Lighten up. Go general. Look for more things that do feel good, because in every moment, even though there may be some things that don't feel so good, there are some things that feel better. Look for the best feeling things that you can find. And it is our promise to you that little by little, you will change the way you are offering your vibration. You will change what you are broadcasting. And that's really what we want you to hear from us first and foremost today. What you broadcast, which means what you think about and what you focus on and what you talk about, what you're broadcasting, is what is accomplishing your vibrational attitude. It's what your point of attraction really is all about. And what you're broadcasting and what is coming back to you in response to that broadcast is how you create your own reality. So even though you are standing in the middle of something unwanted, you have to figure out how to broadcast something differently. You've got to figure out how to find a way of saying it nicer, saying it in a way that it's kinder to you, beating up on yourself less, beating up on other people less, being less critical, more appreciative. But you got to do it a little bit at a time, because law of attraction is your best friend. Because law of attraction is consistent. Law of attraction is always reflecting back to you what you got going on. Now we know it feels like you've been influenced by others, and it feels like a lot of what you're feeling is in response to what others are doing. But you got to stop letting that be your excuse for sloppy thinking. You got to let that no longer be your excuse for offering vibrations that don't serve you, that don't serve anybody, and most of all, keep you split apart from who you really are. You keep asking for the revelations, even though the revelations are constantly coming, because the source within you knows where you are, knows who you are, knows what you want, knows where you are in relationship to what you want, and is giving you all day feedback about where to go and where to focus and where to look in this vast universe in which you are focused. It is a magical, wonderful place, and you have guidance, a cadre of non-physical energy at your back, pointing in the direction of everything you want all day, every day. No exceptions, no exceptions, no exceptions. And so what we want you to understand is, in order for you to hear, in order for you to realize, in order for you to be in the receptive mode of what's being broadcast, you got to be feeling pretty good. And when you are in despair, on your knees, praying for recovery or praying for improvement, even though your prayers are being answered, everything is lined up, you cannot hear, you won't receive the impulse, and you'll wonder what's going on. And we want you to know the only thing that's going on is that you're out of frequency, and it doesn't need to be that way. You shouldn't have to wait for what you've already created. You just got to tweak it a little bit to begin letting it in. And once you get the hang of this, and that avalanche of well-being starts blasting and manifesting into your experience so much so that others are saying, what are you doing? How is it that I just barely hear you say that you think you might sort of kind of like to have some of that, and there it is in your experience? Why is it that things are happening so easily for you and not for the rest of us, your friends will begin to say? And you can tell them, they may be ready to hear and they may not. I figured out that I gotta get my vibrational frequency in alignment with what I'm asking for. I had to practice my beliefs into vibrational alignment with the things that are in my vortex. And they'll say, okay, crazy lady, come with me to this little padded place. And you say, I'll go eagerly because I'm sure it's on my vibrational path and there's probably all kinds of wonderful things in there. Probably meet my crazy true love. So,
could you give me something to, even if it's just shut up, Bryce, because I know you like to say shut up, Esther, when there is times of feeling not enoughness, what would be something that would be good for me to just stop it?
Well, we can't think of anything much better than shut up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's an awareness that you are continuing a vibration that isn't serving you. But on the other side of that is the desire to feel better, the desire to feel good. And so it really is about creating enough steady momentum of feeling good that those, particularly those conversations that you have about yourself that are hard on yourself, begin to just dissipate. Over years, we found a lot of different ways of saying to you that this could be a moment, and we're talking about any moment, when you could realize the perfection and value of you. And if it's being one of those moments, then you feel eager. You feel elation. You feel that light-hearted feeling, that sensation of right place, right time on the brink of something really good or really exciting or really adventurous happening. And if you're feeling less than that, if you're sort of complacent or bored or worse, ornery, then you're depriving yourself, and it's a word that some of you like and many of you don't like, but of the blessings that are raining down on you. But you see, these blessings, these situations, these circumstances and events and all manner of good things that are raining down upon you have to be translated through your perception. You have to start hanging around in the vicinity of that. So many people are not hanging around in the vicinity of it, just waiting for something good to happen to which they can have a positive response. And if you can get over that, that's really what we want to say to you rather than shut up. We want to say, get over needing evidence for feeling good. Just let the feeling good be all that you need. And when you think about it, it ought to be pretty easy, because everything you want, whether it's a vacation or a material object or a pile of money or a relationship, everything that you want is because you want that light-hearted, good feeling. Esther used to say to Jerry, let's go get a Coke and pretend like we're on vacation. Well, they were sort of kind of always on vacation. But what she meant was she was looking in that moment for a lighthearted feeling. In other words, want to do 50% less right now. Want to be in that laid back, easy, what's the universe going to deliver to us now that could surprise and delight us mode. And there's something about letting go of struggle and letting go of, and the people around you are not going to like us for this, especially if they're your children that we're talking to. But if you could let go of that feeling of responsibility and start amping up the feeling of more spontaneity and more just letting the good times roll. Seriously, people, you have been sifting through the data and have accomplished a vortex that is monumental in its stature and abundance and importance. And it's time for you to lay claim to it. It's time for you to begin cashing in your vibrational reality. It's time for you to start spending your vibrational currency. It's time for you to start letting in what's all piled up for you that has been being held back by you and only by you by things like your sense of responsibility, by things like your sense of unworthiness or of needing to prove some sort of worthiness. And so that's the biggest thing that you are helping us to feel that you have let go of. In other words, you've let go of a big wad of caring about how you are perceived by others who have no way of perceiving. When you're looking to others to see you as you would like to explain to them that you are, but they misunderstand and they misunderstand and they misunderstand and they misunderstand because they've not walked where you've walked. They didn't come like you came. They don't know what you know. They don't want what you want. They don't believe what you believe. They don't understand your gap or your vibrational relativity. And yet there's this feeling of, well, if I could just explain a little more, then you would get me. And we want to say, stop caring. We're piling this on top of the shut up thing. Yeah. Stop caring what somebody else thinks. Yeah. We don't want you to say it out loud to them, but what we want you to know about them is you're never gonna really get me. You're not ever really gonna get me. You're just not gonna get me. You're not gonna get you. You're not gonna get me. You can't understand me. You're not gonna get me. And my need for you to get me is exhausting. My need for you to understand why I said that and what I really meant by it. My need for you to understand that I mean well, even though I don't focus on you 100% of the time. My need for you to understand that I want your well-being, even though I don't see it as my responsibility to provide all the avenues for your well-being to you. My need for you to understand that life is supposed to be good for all of us, and it's being really good for me, and I want it to be really good for you, and I don't want you to be jealous of the good life that I'm having. I want you to hold yourself in a vibrational place where you allow the good life that is all queued up for you. So you come as this teacher, as this uplifter who passionately not only wants to feel good, but wants everyone around you to too. And when they don't, you're taking a much bigger hit than you ever meant to take, because it was never your job to vibrate for them. It was only your job to vibrate for yourself. So many of you come in your unique differences in order to stand as you are, to be misunderstood. The best thing that you ever do for anybody is to let them misunderstand you and just let it go. They completely misunderstand me, and I don't care. And the reason I don't care about their understanding me is because I do care about my alignment, and I can't have both. Can't have both. Can't use them as my guidance system and align with my guidance system. I got to make a choice. So I care about what you think. I care about what you say. I care about what you perceive. I'll stand on my head in all these different ways. I'll be everything that you need me to be, and please don't two of you show up in the same room at the same time, because that can't be what you each need me to be, because what you each need me to be is something different than the other one needs me to be, and so I won't go to that party. And so then your world just gets narrower and narrower and more exclusive, and the more exclusive it gets, the harder you try to be understood by your exclusive crowd who still doesn't understand you. Oh, that's the pits, isn't it? You've given up all of the world in order to be in this small segment who still doesn't get you. And so finally, you sort of get your priorities straight. You begin recognizing that your inner being gets you. Your inner being is you. Your inner being is the fullness of that which you are. And you can accomplish that vibrational alignment so easily. And when you do, you feel frisky, you feel eager, you feel lighthearted, you feel happy. You're out on your own, feeling so good, moving through your life experience. Law of attraction is dovetailing you with this one and this one and this one and this one and this one. So you're just having these poignant moments, one after another, one after another, one after another, one after another. Life treating you so well, life treating you the way you deserve for life to treat you, life treating you the way you are now allowing yourself to be treated, because you are giving up on trying to control the perception of others, and you are giving your undivided attention to controlling your own perception of self, your own alignment with self. And that dovetails so perfectly with the doing so much less in terms of action and allowing yourself more pleasure and alignment and appreciation. Less condition, more unconditioned. Really good conversation.